Hi, I'm Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer. Now, I'm the guy in charge of voter registration and mail voting, but I get a lot of questions about tabulation, especially questions about which ballots get tabulated when results are released, and what percentage of the total vote is available and when. So as an homage to Ken Bennett, who once used Kleenex boxes to explain Arizona's state budget, today I'm using Diet Coke cans as a visual representation of what gets tabulated and when. And since we have a primary coming up in just a few days, I'm going to use data from the 2022 primary election to help with this visual representation. Arizona law allows for the first election results to be released at 8 p.m. on election night. That's 1 hour after polls close and voters are done voting. At 8 p.m. on election night for the 2022 primary, Maricopa County released 69% of the eventual total results. So here we have 34 normal-sized Diet Coke cans, each of which represents 2% of the total vote. And we have one smaller-sized Diet Coke can representing 1% of the total vote for a total of 69%. So right away, at 8 p.m. on election night, over half of the total vote is already accounted for. Why is that? That's because state law allows election officials to process and tabulate ballots as soon as we receive them. This means that if you get your mail ballot back to us early, it will likely be included in the 8 p.m. initial results. We will scan the barcode to make sure you only voted once. We will verify your signature, and then a bipartisan team will remove your ballot from its green return envelope and get it ready for tabulation. So again, for the 8 p.m. initial results in the 2022 primary, Maricopa County had 69% of the total results available immediately. If everyone returned their early ballot early, we could have 100% of the results available at 8 p.m. on election night, and we could all go to bed. The next group of results comes from people who vote in person on election day. These are the people who stand in line, check in, show identification, and get a new ballot printed, and then feed it into the mini tabulator at the voting location. After polls have closed and all the voters have left the polling place, bipartisan teams of election workers remove the memory devices from the mini tabulators at the voting location. A bipartisan team then drives the secure memory drives to Maricopa County's central election facility, where they are loaded into the election management server. That's done throughout the evening after polls have closed. As more memory cards come in from various voting locations throughout the county, more results are released. So going back to the 2022 primary, at 9 p.m. there was another very small release of election day ballots. So this represents people who voted in person on election day, and then the memory drives are driven to the central facility and loaded into the election results. There's another release at 10:30, and more results became available at 11:30 p.m. on election night. And at 12:30 a.m., we released our last batch of in-person election day votes from voting locations far away from our downtown facility. That's represented by the addition of 3 regular Diet Coke cans and 1 mini Diet Coke can, or 7% of the total results. So by the end of the night for the 2022 August primary, Maricopa County had 82% of the eventual results available. That included all results from mail ballots returned early and all in-person voters on election day. With this 82% of results in, by the close of election night, the media could call the winners of all but the closest races. The remaining 18% after election day included mail ballots dropped off on election day or the day before, ballots requiring curing of signatures, and other special circumstance ballots. On Wednesday, after Election Day, we added some of those ballots to the total results. On the Thursday after Election Day Tuesday, we made some more progress. And again, this drop includes those early ballots, those mail ballots, dropped off on Election Day or on the day before. Now for those mail ballots, we still have to scan them in. We still have to do signature verification. We still have to send them to a bipartisan processing team. And so that was available on Thursday after Election Day Tuesday. For Friday, the Friday after Election Day Tuesday, we added more of those late earlies that were dropped off on Election Day, represented by 4 normal-sized Diet Coke cans. That's 8% more, which gets us at this point to 99% of the eventual total results. So after Friday, all we had left was 1%. And that 1% are those ballots that we need to cure the signature of or other special circumstance ballots. So if you want to help us have results faster, then return your early ballot early. And if you want to check the status of your early ballot, go to beballotready.vote. Thanks for watching this video, and let us know if you have any questions about elections in the future.